Okay, so this is my attempt at attacking the scenario problem for the course work that we're going to be presenting tomorrow for Map FLAC 3D. The scenario I've created is one that gives me an opportunity to reuse a lot of the code I've already created for other FLAC problems. It's a reasonably simple problem as well. There are a number of options as to how to handle it, but we'll go through that as we go along. So the scenario is we've got a board and pillar mine in coal. The seam is made of coal and it's got competent sandstone foundations. So what that tells us is that we're not going to expect, for normal pillar sizes, we're not going to expect to have failure extending into the foundations. Those sandstone foundations should remain intact throughout the life of the mine, and so we can expect that we won't need to model the foundations with strain softening or Moore-Coulomb properties. There's a distinct parting plane between the coal and the foundations. This is normal in real coal mines as well. And of course that implies that we'll have to use interfaces. In some areas the floor is softer than the roof and the bottom contact is weaker. So going back to what we talked about earlier in terms of symmetry, um, we are not going to have vertical symmetry because we're going to have a difference in properties from the roof to the floor. The coal material I've said is unusual in that the Salomon-Monro formula does not apply. It's outside the Witbank and Highveld coalfields. Perhaps it's in the old Zululand coalfields, so it needs its own formula to be developed, if you like. Luckily, we've got a thorough set of tests, so we've fully quantified the elastic properties, triaxial strength, and even the post-failure behavior of the coal using stiff testing machinery. Stress measurements indicate, I've got the K ratio there, it's just to indicate that it's quite high, so we need to account for the horizontal stresses. So I don't know how strong my pillars are going to be, so how do I go about designing them? Some things that are always fixed in coal mines, of course, the road widths are determined by the CM, continuous miner dimensions. We'll keep that at 7.2. Everything we're going to do in terms of this model is going to be expressed in variables, so we can change all of this stuff. I am going to allow for rectangular pillars, so the sizes can differ in X and Y, and then I've included a range of seam heights there as well. Um, okay, I'm just going to stop there and make sure everything worked nicely.